First of all, like most people consider Michael to be the best player of all time. Do you agree with that assessment? And two, how good do you think LeBron James can be all time? Can he challenge Michael for that mythical title?
Well, I think he can. But I think you got to look at two different pieces here. Michael Jordan is probably the greatest scorer to ever play in the game. But I may go as far as to say LeBron James may be the greatest player to ever play the game because he's so potent offensively that not only can he score at will, but he keeps everybody involved. And you have to be on your P's and Q's on defense because no guy on the basketball court is not a threat to score when LeBron James is out there. But not only that, LeBron James will dominate the game from offensive end as well, but he's also doing it on the defensive end, which is really make him a complete package. The fact that he's able to get in those passing lanes and shoot those gaps and create transition opportunities where he's pretty much unstoppable.
LeBron James is probably one of the greatest winners to ever play the game. He wins. He ain't won that many championships, but he been in the finals. Name somebody else that can win and get to where he's got. Now, does that make him the greatest player to ever play the game? No. Michael Jordan probably is one of the greatest individual scorers that we've ever seen, but probably not. It's probably Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to say who's the greatest player to play in the game. I didn't even see Bill Russell play. And I've never given Bill Russell any credit to his game because I've never seen him play. I've seen video clips, but I've never sit down and watched a game with Bill Russell. I've watched him play clips long enough to know if I like watching him play or not. And I can tell you, I'm not a fan of his style of play.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's not great, but I can't put him on to be the greatest player I ever seen or the greatest winner I ever seen, like I can do LeBron. LeBron is the greatest winner. He done got older now, and he gets criticized a lot. He's never been a shot maker. He's never been the guy that's going to take the last shot. He's never been great at that. But I said this many years ago, and I got criticized for it. When LeBron James leaves the game, he will be the greatest statistical player to ever play the game. Look at my point this day, probably 15 years later, because I said it when he was 2-3 years in the game, because he was filling up the stats every game. And so they made the comparison, who's greater, him or Michael? Like, LeBron will be the greatest statistical guy to ever play the game of basketball. And there's no comparison to him, none. So does that make him the greatest player to ever play the game? I'll leave that out for debating because I don't believe that there's a great player because our game is a team game and one player can't do it. Like, I seen Michael Jordan play before I came to play with the Bulls. You guys seen him play. He's a horrible player. He was horrible to play with. He was all one-on-one. He's shooting bad shots. And all of a sudden, we become a team and we start winning. Everybody forgot who he was. Everybody forgot who he was. He was a player that really winning wasn't at the top of his category. It was scoring. He was going after scoring titles. It wasn't until Phil Jackson showed up that kind of changed the menu a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that still took some time.
Yeah. So,
but no, that wasn't in the documentary.